Imagine you're seeking long-term returns, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one sector's basket. What if you could invest in a fund that picked winners from multiple industries under a single, unifying theme? That's where conglomerate funds come in. Let's break down the basics. A conglomerate fund, at its core, is an open-ended diversified equity scheme. Think of it as a basket, but instead of just apples or oranges, you've got everything from tech startups to cement giants, all bound together by the conglomerate theme. But what is a conglomerate in this context? It's a multi-industry company picture, a business family running separate listed firms in steel, finance, and retail. The technical term here is promoter-led group. These are often multi-generational, Indian-domiciled entities with at least 2 listed companies across different industries. Now, you might be thinking, isn't this just another mutual fund? Here's the twist. Conglomerate funds focus almost exclusively on these multi-sector business groups, allocating 80% to 100% of assets to them. They're designed for patient investors, those with a 5-year or longer horizon who want exposure to established, growth-focused conglomerates. So, why choose this route? The central concept is thematic investing, targeting a theme believed to drive superior returns over time. Conglomerate funds let you ride on the coattails of India's most enduring business dynasties, with diversification built right in. That's the setup. But how does the portfolio construction really work? Let's dig into that next. Let me tell you a story. Imagine assembling a sports team. Would you only pick strikers from one club? Or would you want a mix of the best defenders, midfielders, and forwards from several top teams? Portfolio construction in conglomerate funds follows a similar logic. The fund manager's job is to handpick companies within conglomerate groups that must each have at least 2 listed companies, and the fund must invest in a minimum of 4 such groups. There's a rule. No single group can make up more than 25% of the fund's assets. Why? That's risk management in action. Now, here's the technical bit. A bottom-up approach. Instead of chasing hot sectors, the manager looks at the fundamentals of each business: revenue growth, profitability, management quality, and builds the portfolio ground up. This is a common equity investing strategy, but here it's tailored specifically to conglomerates. Still skeptical? Maybe you're wondering, doesn't this limit diversification? Actually, conglomerates themselves are often diversified internally. They might span everything from insurance to manufacturing, so you're not just betting on one industry cycle. In summary, the portfolio's engineered for both resilience and growth. 80% to 100% in conglomerate companies, with up to 20% wiggle room for outliers. This careful construction aims to capture upside while capping risk. Let's pause for a reality check. When someone says diversification, what jumps to mind? For many, it's mutual funds. You buy one, you own a sliver of dozens, even hundreds of companies. But in the heyday of conglomerates, think 1,960 seconds, America investors flocked to these mega corporations for a similar reason. Spread the risk, multiply the reward. But times changed. As mutual funds became accessible, why would anyone need to own shares in a single conglomerate when they could get exposure to a whole market? Here's where things get nuanced. Some conglomerates, like Berkshire Hathaway, operate less like typical companies and more like an internally managed fund. They own stakes in railroads, insurance, tech, and more. Now you might be thinking, if mutual funds already give me diversification, why bother with conglomerate funds? The answer lies in 2 ideas: stewardship and synergies. Promoter-led conglomerates often have family management deeply invested for generations, creating stability and long-term vision. Plus, cross-industry synergies like sharing logistics between a retail arm and a manufacturing arm can add value not easily captured by a regular mutual fund. Of course, there are risks. Over-diversification can dilute returns, and not every conglomerate is skillfully managed. The challenge for the conglomerate fund manager is to distinguish between sprawling empires and smartly run dynasties. So, next time you consider a thematic fund, ask yourself, do I want broad-based market exposure, or do I believe in the compounding power of India's top business families and their multi-industry empires?